Assalamu alaikum and good evening. We are live from Dubai International. Today is 14th August 2026 and today is the Independence Day of Pakistan. The Pakistani nation, the Pakistani people are celebrating today the Independence Day of Pakistan, Freedom Day of Pakistan. And we hope and we wish that one day Uganda will be free also. Because the people of Uganda, they are fighting for freedom. So, 14 August 1947, Pakistan became independent country from the British rule. And tomorrow, 15 August, is the Independence Day of India. India is the neighbor of Pakistan in Asia. So, our Independence Day is just after each other. Today, 14 August is Pakistan Independence Day and 15 August is Indian Independence Day. I have both flags, Pakistan, India. So now is time to ask your questions, your comments. If there is no comments, we are going to read some latest or breaking news to feed our live. Let me know, send me your question in the comments from where you are watching our live. So let's start the news from Khalij Times. It's from Dubai and UAE. Khalij Times. We always read the news from official sources because these days there are so many fake news and propaganda news everywhere. So we always read news from the, what is this? We always read the news from the official sources, official newspaper. So it says that Khalij Times, it says that smoke rises over southern Lebanon as Israel-Hezbollah tensions persist. US consumer sentiment drops as Iran war fuels inflation fears. US wants Netanyahu to condemn siege in Palestinian village. The US wants Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu to publicly condemn militant settlers who have besieged Palestinians in their homes in the occupied West Bank. Reuters said settlers have been encircling homes in Qasra for almost a week after cutting off water and electricity, trapping Palestinians in an area where rights groups say settlers are mounting a concerted effort to seize more land, further eating into territory where Palestinians aim to establish a state. Their actions have drawn public US criticism. The US ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee, a strong supporter of Jewish settlement in the West Bank, on Thursday condemned settlers besieging a Palestinian home as Israeli terrorists. A US official and an Israeli official said on Friday White House officials are pressing Netanyahu to publicly condemn the settlers' actions, Reuters said. Smoke rises over southern Lebanon as Israel-Hezbollah tensions persist. The wider regional conflict may have eased on some fronts, but in southern Lebanon, the fighting is far from over. Smoke rises over Bani Haya in southern Lebanon on August 14, after fields in the village were set ablaze in an area under Israeli military control. Iraqi daily oil export in August, highest since start of war. Iraq's average daily oil exports since the beginning of August are the highest since the outbreak of the Middle East war between Iran and the US. Which has choked off the Strait of Hormuz, the oil ministry said on Friday. Iraqi oil minister Bassam Mohammed Fodar told a press conference that exports since the beginning of the month have reached a rate of 2 million barrels per day for a total of around 26 million barrels, saying the daily rate was achieved for the first time since the crisis began. Arab Parliament condemned Iranian attack on the two ADNOC tankers. Mohammed Ahmed al-Yamahi, president of the Arab Parliament, strongly condemned Iran's blatant targeting of two ADNOC tankers while they were transiting the Strait of Hormuz. He stressed that repeated attacks on commercial vessels and international maritime routes constitute a dangerous escalation, a threat to regional security and stability and global energy security, and a flagrant violation of international where is this? He stressed Arab Parliament strongly condemned Iran's blatant targeting of the two ADNOC tankers while they were transiting the Strait of Hormuz. He stressed that repeated attacks on commercial vessels and international maritime routes constitute a dangerous escalation, a threat to regional security and stability and global energy security, and a flagrant violation of international law and relevant UN Security Council resolution. In a statement on Friday, Al-Yamahi stressed that the security of international maritime routes, freedom of navigation, and safe passage are not subject to compromise or political pressure. He warned that continued targeting of commercial vessels in the Strait of Hormuz would threaten the safety of international navigation and have serious repercussions for global trade, energy security, and market stability, with consequences extending beyond the region. Kuwait condemns Iranian attacks on the ADNOC ships. Kuwait on Friday strongly condemned and denounced the Iranian attack on two ADNOC tankers while transiting the Strait of Hormuz. In a statement carried by Kuwait News Agency, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs underscored that this attack constituted a flagrant violation of UN Security Council and a direct threat to maritime security, energy supply, and international trade. The ministry called for de-escalation, respect for freedom of navigation, and the full reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, while reaffirming Kuwait's solidarity with the UAE and support for measures protecting its security and sovereignty. The light is too high, so I make the light little dim. The light was too much. So Arab League condemns attacks on ADNOC tankers. The Arab League is more dim, little bit more light. Okay, the Arab League condemned Iran's targeting of two ADNOC tankers as they crossed the Strait of Hormuz on Thursday night, calling it a blatant and unacceptable violation of international law and UN Security Council resolution. In a statement issued on Friday, August 14, the Arab League warned that repeated Iranian actions pose a direct threat to freedom of maritime navigation and could have serious consequences for international trade and global energy security. Egypt condemned the attack on ADNOC ships. Egypt strongly condemned the attack on two ADNOC ships while they were crossing the Strait of Hormuz on Thursday evening, warning that the incident threatens maritime security and the freedom of navigation along one of the world's key waterways. In a statement issued on Friday, Egypt's Ministry of Foreign Affairs expressed its full solidarity with the UAE and called for an end to actions that could threaten international navigation or put ships and civilian facilities at risk. Stocks mixed as oil climbs, dollar drops. Major stock markets traded mixed in sparse summer trading Friday, with oil prices edging higher and the dollar slipping as investors assess the outlooks for the US interest rates and the war in the Middle East. Data this week showing cooler inflation in the US has bolstered expectations that the Federal Reserve will not rush to raise borrowing costs. So, Iranian president to travel to India for BRICS summit. Iranian president, the lighting sometimes make problems. There is lighting, there is problem. I need to adjust the lighting, but sometimes it's making too much light. Okay, Iranian president. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian will travel to New Delhi to attend the upcoming BRICS summit. ANI reported Pezeshkian's participation in the summit is scheduled to be in the Indian capital in September. The visit assumes significance as India is hosting the 18th BRICS summit under its 2026 chairship. The summit will be held under India's theme of building for resilience, innovation, cooperation, and sustainability. India assumed the BRICS chairship from Brazil at the beginning of 2026. Saudi Arabia condemned targeting of ADNOC tankers. Saudi Arabia has strongly condemned and denounced the targeting of two ADNOC tankers while transiting the Strait of Hormuz, describing the incident as an unacceptable recurrence of Iranian attacks targeting commercial vessels and tankers. In a statement carried the Saudi press agency, the Saudi Ministry of Foreign Affairs said the recurrence of such attacks represent a dangerous escalation and a direct threat to the security and safety of maritime navigation and global energy supplies. The ministry said the attacks constitute a grave violation of international law and norms and a blatant challenge to UN Security Council resolution, which affirmed the need to respect the rights and freedom of navigation of commercial vessels, freedom of navigation of commercial vessels through the Strait of Hormuz, and condemn any measures or threats that could impede such a navigation. Saudi Arabia had held Iran fully responsible for the consequences of continuing these attacks, calling on the country to immediately halt such violations and respect relevant international law. The kingdom stressed that regional security and the safety of international navigation are a shared responsibility, adding that the continuation of such attacks is unacceptable and cannot be tolerated. The kingdom reiterated its full solidarity with the UAE and its support for the measures taken by the UAE to safeguard its sovereignty, security, and national assets. What is this? The light is not adjusting itself. Qatar condemns Iranian attacks on ADNOC tankers. Jordan condemned Iranian attacks on ADNOC tankers. Pakistan Foreign Minister says implementation of Islamabad MOU only way forward. Pakistani Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar. So let's see next news. Eurozone bond yields rise as Strait of Hormuz impasse continues. Okay, the next is the page is refreshing automatically. So you need to find that again. Pakistan Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar said on Friday that full implementation of the Islamabad Memorandum of Understanding involving Iran and the US was the only way forward. Dar made the comments during talks with the US Charge d'Affaires Natali in Islamabad that focused on bilateral ties and recent regional developments, Pakistan's Foreign Ministry said. He emphasized that the implementation of the Islamabad MOU of June 18 in letter and spirit is the only way forward. GCC condemned Iran attacks on the ADNOC tanker. What's this message? You now have access to AI features. GCC Secretary General Jassim Al Budawi has condemned Iranian attacks on the two Emirati tankers belonging to Abu Dhabi National Oil Company ADNOC while sailing through the Strait of Hormuz. In a statement on Friday, Al Budawi said the action is a dangerous and opposed escalation that threatens safe navigation in accordance with the UN Security Council resolution. He strongly rejected Iran's attempt to turn Hormuz into a threatening tool, calling on the international community to take serious action to resolve the issue. He reiterated the GCC full support for the UAE and he admired the country takes to protect its interests. Asian refiners buy more US crude as Hormuz remains blocked. At least 4 Asian refiners bought US crude with this week as the Strait of Hormuz remained effectively closed and refiners sought alternative supplies for delivery later this year. With no Bobby Wine. With no immediate prospect of a free flow of shipping through the strait, strong refining margins amid tight fuel supplies have encouraged refiners to secure crude inventories for the coming months from beyond the Gulf routers reported. US says lower oil prices, not Iran's nuclear program, are now top priority in war. US says lower oil prices and no nuclear program for Iran are now top priority in the war. The top US priority now in the Iran war is no longer its nuclear program but to bring gasoline prices down for American consumers, Vice President J.D. Vance said, with the Treasury Secretary adding that new economic punishment to wear down Tehran is imminent. New economic punishment to wear down Tehran is imminent. Preventing Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon consistently touted by President Trump as his main reason for the war now takes a back seat and getting oil flowing again freely through the strait. Vance's comments underscore the stark reality that the war now enters on the control of the Strait of Hormuz, the critical fuel supply conduit that was open before Trump started the war along with Israel in late February. So US military denies reports of brawl and mental health issues aboard USS Abraham Lincoln. The US Central Command has denied reports of mental health crisis among soldiers deployed aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln. Over the past 48 hours, multiple media outlets have reported with several false claims related to USS Abraham Lincoln's deployment to the Middle East. One report alleged 7 soldiers died in a brawl aboard the aircraft carrier, and others have recently suggested a spike in suicidal ideations. These reports are false, CENTCOM said in a post on X. USS Abraham Lincoln has maintained among the highest crew re-enlistment rates of all aircraft carriers in the US Navy. The sailors and Marines of the Abraham Lincoln carrier strike group remain resilient and resolved after more than 260 days at sea, 10,000 aircraft flights, and 1.5 million pounds of ordnance expended. No service members aboard the aircraft carrier have died, and the one sailor who fell overboard August 3 was quickly and safely recovered. The rampant misreporting on Abraham Lincoln's historic deployment is a disservice to our men and women in uniform and their loved ones. Hormuz shipping traffic capped amid something claims from US and Iran. Shipping traffic on the Strait of Hormuz fell below the month average towards the end of the week due to volatile sentiment between US and Iran, with both countries making competing claims over its control. The Strait of Hormuz is under Iran's control and management, the recently appointed head of the Iran's Passage paramilitary unit said on Thursday. Meanwhile, the US on Thursday said it would maintain a naval blockade of Iran indefinitely and would ratchet up economic pressure on Tehran as ceasefire talks have floundered. Commodity vessel transit at Hormuz picked up slightly on Thursday but remained lower than the month's daily average of 12 based on Kepler data in August so far. Bahrain condemned Iranian attacks on the ADNOC tankers. Oil steadies after US threatens indefinite blockade of Iran. US says it can keep naval blockade on Iran indefinitely. UAE condemned targeting ADNOC vessels in the Hormuz, second attack on ADNOC ships in 2 weeks. Abu Dhabi national company ADNOC said two of its vessels were attacked while transiting the Strait of Hormuz on Thursday evening, with no injuries reported. The company said the situation had been brought under control. The attack was second such incident involving ADNOC vessels in less than a week. On Saturday, the UAE condemned Iran attacks on a vessel linked to the state oil company as it passed through the strait. The next news is from UAE and international news. We are just now. UAE records 50 degrees centigrade on August 14, 10 days before rise of. We will see this news. Now let's see the news from Pakistan. Pakistan Independence Day. As you know, today is the Independence Day of Pakistan, and tomorrow is the Independence Day of India from the British rule in 1947. So let's see the news. Pakistan Independence Day, 2.2 million Pakistanis hailed for role in UAE's growth. Pakistan ambassador to UAE said ties between the two nations continue to grow across several areas including politics, economy, investment, defense and culture. More than 2.2 million Pakistanis living in the UAE have been praised for their contribution to the country's growth as the community marked Pakistan Independence Day on Friday, August 14. Pakistan ambassador to the UAE Shafqat Ali Khan said the country has become a cherished second home for generations of Pakistanis, many of whom have played a part in its development over the years. I wish to express my profound gratitude to the wise leadership and the people of the UAE for their enduring friendship, visionary leadership and generous hospitality extended to the Pakistani community, which today proudly numbers over 2.2 million, the ambassador said in his Independence Day message of the Pakistani embassy in Abu Dhabi. Today we are celebrating our Independence Day here in UAE. He also thanked members of the community for their hard work and professionalism and said their contribution to the UAE as well as their continued support for Pakistan remain important. The ambassador said ties between Pakistan and the UAE continue to grow across several areas including politics, economy, investment, defense and culture. The UAE remains one of Pakistan's most valued partners and a cherished second home for generations. Pakistanis. Watch a video of the flag hoisting here. As Pakistanis across the UAE celebrated Independence Day, community members were also reminded about the importance of respecting the laws, traditions and values of the country they call home. The ambassador encouraged Pakistanis to maintain high standards of professionalism and civic responsibility, saying their conduct helped strengthen Pakistan's image abroad. A similar message was shared by Hussein Mohammed, Consul General of Pakistan in Dubai, in his Independence Day message. He praised Pakistanis in Dubai and the Northern Emirates for their hard work and dedication, saying they had earned respect for themselves and their country. Beyond supporting your families through remittances, you serve as true ambassadors of our country, he said, adding that the community also played an important role in strengthening relationship between Pakistan and the UAE. He urged community members to continue following UAE laws. He urged community members to continue following UAE laws, regulations and cultural values. Respect for the local laws and policies and responsible conduct reinforces the positive image of Pakistan and its people. Independence Day celebration in Dubai. Hundreds of Pakistanis also gathered at the Consulate General of Pakistan in Dubai for a flag hoisting ceremony to mark Independence Day. The event was attended by members of the Pakistan community, consulate officials and the other guests. Fawad Ali Khan, acting Consul General of Pakistan in Dubai, told the gathering that August 14 was more than just a date on the calendar. He described it as a symbol of freedom, sacrifice, determination and national identity. He also praised Pakistanis living in the UAE for contributing both to the development of their host country and Pakistan's economy. Khan highlighted the money sent home by overseas Pakistanis and and appreciated community members for using legal and formal banking channels for the remittances. Tribute through art. An art exhibition was also held at the consulate in collaboration with Parallel Ballet, showcasing works by Pakistani artists inspired by Muhammad Ali Jinnah and their love for Pakistanis. The exhibition was organized as part of Pakistan's observance 2026 as the year of Quaid-e-Azam, year of the great leader Muhammad Ali Jinnah. The Acting Consul General also paid tribute to Pakistan's martyrs and their families and called on the community to continue serving the country with dedication. The ceremony ended with prayers for Pakistan's peace, progress and prosperity. So today we are celebrating Pakistan's Independence Day. Pakistan came into being in 1947, 14 August 1947. Pakistan won its freedom on 14 August 1947 from the British rule. And on the next day, 15th of August, is the Independence Day of India, our neighbor. Pakistan and India are neighbors and also the rivals, the arch rivals, the enemies of each other due to religious lines. Anyway, we can hope and we can wish for peace. We can pray for peace. No junk food at checkouts, Abu Dhabi supermarket retailers. Russian man starts buying lottery tickets after a dream win. Oh my God, it's amazing. I dreamt I would win in Dubai. Russian seaman becomes millionaire 7 years later. A Russian seaman who began buying in Dubai duty-free tickets after a vivid dream 7 years ago now plans to invest part of his $1 million winning into Dubai. 7 years ago, while on holiday in Dubai with his wife, Andre woke up after having a strange but very clear dream. He had won a lottery in the city. There was just one problem. The Russian seaman did not even know whether such a lottery exists. The next morning, he started searching online and came across the Dubai duty-free millionaire draw. That was when he began buying tickets. 7 years later, the dream finally came true. That's really funny. Andrew, the 49-year-old officer in the marine industry, has won $1 million in the Dubai duty-free millionaire promotion. I had a dream that I won a lottery somewhere in Dubai. At that time, I did not even know about lotteries in Dubai. The next day, I woke up and started checking what kind of lottery there was. After finding the Dubai duty-free draw, he decided to try this luck. I started buying tickets a few times every year because I had that dream. It was a very clear dream that I had won. But Andre jokes that he received another kind of prize first. He and his wife had been holidaying in Dubai at the time and were hoping to have another child. 9 months after that trip, their son was born. I didn't win the lottery then, but after 9 months I got a son, so that was another win. He said his son is now 7, the same number of years Andre waited for his lottery dream to come true. Winning car mistaken for scam. Even the moment he discovered that he had become a millionaire did not go as expected. Andre was in Vladivostok visiting his father when Dubai Duty Free tried to contact him on August 12. He had recently been at sea and had left his phone with his mother because he usually has little or no signal while working on board. His mother answered the call and immediately became suspicious. She thought some scammers were calling, said Andre. She told me, there was a strange call on your phone. Be careful, don't accept calls from them. From Dubai. Andre had another thought. He had previously applied for jobs with companies in Dubai and believed the call might be from a potential employer. I thought maybe one of my applications to a Dubai company had been accepted and somebody was calling me for a job. He called back and instead of discussing a new job, the person on the other end began asking him to check his Dubai duty-free ticket details. At first, I did not understand that he was talking about the lottery, said, and he even eventually checked the numbers and realized what has happened. Instead of the call bringing him a new job, it brought him millions of US dollars. My life will not suddenly change. Despite the size of the prize, Andy said he does not plan to completely change his life. Of course, I am happy. My life has not been so easy, and suddenly this is a very good present, he said. We almost recorded half an hour, and the remaining half an hour more to go. After that, we will close our live. We are usually recording 1 hour daily, and now we are just reaching to the second half. Mr. KD, live from Dubai International. As always, we are here in Dubai Creek, and it's feeling good. Weather is still feeling good here in Dubai Creek. He plans to use much of the money for his 3 children, aged 14, 10, and 7, particularly for their education. He is also considering giving some money to charity and helping people he knows. For myself, I have no plan. I think I will continue what I am doing now. Andy said he may eventually stop working on board ships, but he does not expect to leave the marine industry entirely. He has worked in Dubai before, including twice at Dubai dry docks, when ships he worked on underwent repairs. Dubai has also become a regular holiday destination for his family. I visit Dubai almost every year, sometimes twice a year. May invest winnings in Dubai. Andrew is now expected to return to Dubai and is considering keeping at least part of his winning in the Emirate. One possibility is buying an apartment that could be used by his children if they decide to study in Dubai. Maybe I will buy an apartment for them so they can stay in Dubai and get their education here in the future. For Andrew, investing the money in Dubai would also carry a deeper meaning. You get the money here and you invest here. Dubai gives you an opportunity and you give something back. It's like balance. So he said the winning ticket was also different from some of those he had bought previously, because this time he chose number that had a personal connection to his life. His advice to others hoping for similar luck is simple. Choose your favorite numbers that are somehow connected with your life. For him, the winning journey began long before he chose the ticket. It began with a dream on a family holidays in Dubai some years ago. And this time, unlike the dream, he woke up a millionaire. It's really funny. Funny news also. A Russian man dream of winning a lottery in Dubai, and then he started buying the tickets. And finally, he won the Dubai duty free $1 million. Abu Dhabi temporarily closes Indian beverage shop for posing risk. 13-month-old with rare immune disorder get life-saving. UAE public holidays. Rabiul Awwal moon spotted Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam birthday. So Rabiul Awwal moon is spotted here in UAE. So the next Friday, yes. Let them talk. Sheikh Mohammed shares lesson on handling criticism. Dubai police warn parents of gaming links they may. Ligi Magiano pleads guilty in the federal case. So everywhere there is news. Pakistanis. China threatens to deport 100 Filipinos after Philippines. Air India Phuket Delhi flight briefly lost key controls, Airbus analysts show. Let's see this news from Pakistan. It says that Pakistani mangoes, the fruit carrying the nation to global markets. Mango season in Pakistan rarely arrives quietly. It appears in roadside stalls stacked with yellow and green fruit in wooden crates, leaving orchards before sunrise, and in family debate over whether Sindhi, Chansa, or Anwar Ratol deserve to be called the finest variety. For Pakistanis living abroad, the first box of mangoes carries something more than flavor. It brings back memories of summer family gathering and the familiar ritual of waiting for fruit to reach just the right stage of the ripeness. Pakistan's main mango growing areas are concentrated in Punjab and Sindh, where generations of growers have developed an extraordinary range of varieties. The national season stretches for several months, beginning with early fruit from Sindh in May, before moving towards the later harvest of Punjab. Behind this familiar summer fruit lies a substantial agricultural economy. The Pakistan Economic Survey provisionally estimated mango production at 2.9 million tons in 2025 and 6, compared with 2.6 million in done a year earlier. Cultivation supports growers, orchard workers, transporters, mission agents, packaging companies, processing facilities, and exporters across long seasonal supply chain. According to recent Trade Development Authority of Pakistan sector brochure, mango exports generate approximately $101 million in 2024 and 25. The UK was the leading market by value, purchasing about $26 million, followed by the UAE at $22 million and Kazakhstan at $15.9 million. Afghanistan, Oman, Germany, and Saudi Arabia were also among the important destinations. The figure reflects the remarkable reach of the Pakistani mango fruit grown around Multan, Rahim Yar Khan, Mirpur Khas, and Hyderabad can appear within days on supermarket shelves and dining tables thousands of kilometers away. Wow, that's great. Every summer, the king of fruits becomes a familiar sight across supermarkets, neighborhood grocery stores, and fruit markets in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, and other emirates. The Pakistani community naturally provides a strong base of demand, but appreciation for the fruit extends much further. Varieties such as Sindhi and Chansa have developed recognition among consumers from different backgrounds because of their sweetness, distinctive aroma, and soft fiber-light flesh. For many shoppers in the UAE, the arrival of Pakistani mangoes has become part of the summer season itself. The close commercial links between Pakistan and the UAE also provide an advantage. Frequent air connections, established trade routes, and UAE's position as a major logistics and retail hub allow fresh produce to move quickly from Pakistani farms to consumers in the Emirates. Speed and careful handling matter greatly when the product is a mango. The fruit must be harvested at the correct stage, graded, packed, treated where necessary, and transported carefully so that it arrives with its flavor and texture intact. Improvements and at every point in that journey can increase shelf life and create a better experience for the customers. This is where an important opportunity lies for Pakistan. Mango exports are increasingly about more than volume, quality, consistency, presentation, and recognition of individual varieties can help create greater value. A shopper who begins to recognize Sindhi or Chansa by name is no longer simply buying a generic mango. The variety itself starts to carry an identity with better packaging, consistent grading, and reliable supply. Pakistan has the potential to strengthen international recognition around its best known mangoes. So new export capacity is also opening doors to additional markets. In June 2026, 7 more Pakistani mango processing and hot water treatment facilities were registered with Chinese customs authorities, increasing the number of approved facilities from 25 to 32. Such facilities matter because modern agriculture trade depends increasingly on meeting detailed quality treatment and phytosanitary standards. Additional proved capacity gives more exports the ability to prepare fruit according to international requirements and creates wider opportunities for growers producing export-grade mangoes. The Pakistan Horticulture Development and Export Company has expanded a mango bagging program under which individual fruit is protected while still growing on the tree. Bagging can help reduce pest damage and pesticide exposure while improving external appearance. The program began as a pilot in 2023 and subsequently expanded to millions of bags during 24 and 25. It may appear to be a simple, we recorded 40 minutes already, 20 minutes remaining. It may appear to be a simple intervention, but appearance and consistency matter in premium fresh product produce market. Cleaner, less damaged fruit has a better chance to reaching higher value retail channels. Punjab is also working on the development and adoption of higher yielding, climate resilient mango varieties with longer shelf lives, combined with better orchard management, improved handling after harvest, and stronger cold chain infrastructure. Such developments can help Pakistani fruit travel farther while retaining the qualities for which it is known. Mango pulp, concentrates, dried fruit, frozen products, juices, and desserts can extend the commercial life of the crop beyond the summer season. Processing creates an additional market for fruit that tastes excellent but may not have the uniform appearance demanded by premium fresh fruit retailers. Value-added products can also help Pakistani business reach consumers in markets where transporting fresh mangoes is more difficult. A pack of dried mangoes, frozen pulp, a pack of dried mango, frozen pulp, or a bottled mango drink can travel farther and remain available throughout the year. This creates opportunities not only for growers and exporters but also for food processors, packaging companies, retailers, and new consumer brands. Branding is likely to become increasingly important. Pakistan already enjoys recognition for the quality of its mangoes among consumers familiar with fruit. Turning that reputation into stronger commercial value means helping shoppers identify where a mango comes from, which variety they are buying, and what makes it distinctive. The UAE offers an ideal environment for that evolution. Its retail sector brings together products and consumers from across the world, while its diverse population is accustomed to discovering international cuisine and seasonal produce. Pakistani mangoes already have familiarity on their side. Sindhi carries the identity of Sindh and is among the first major varieties to reach markets each year. Chaunsa, strongly associated with Punjab, is celebrated for its intense sweetness and fragrance. Anwar Ratol, often smaller in size, but has built a following around its rich flavor. For Pakistanis in the UAE, these names need little introduction. One family may wait for Sindhi, another for Chaunsa, while someone else insists that Anwar Ratol remains unmatched. A box arriving from Pakistan may support an orchard owner, a packer, a transporter, and an exporter, but to the person opening it in Dubai, it can simply feel like summer at home. So this was the news from the Pakistan. About the mango season. Mango season is on the peak now in Pakistan and all over the world. Pakistani mangoes are familiar, very famous all over the world. and it's the king of fruits. It's also called the king of fruits. So let's see the news. Dubai Sheikh Mohammed, let them talk. Sheikh Mohammed shares lesson on handling criticism. Some ideas are welcomed immediately, others are questioned, criticized, or simply misunderstood, especially when they challenge what people already know. Dubai ruler Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum on Friday, August 14, reflected on that reality, sharing a lesson from his years in public service about the price of thinking differently and looking beyond the present. Wow! I want to save this news. This is great informative news. Let me share this news. Let me save this news so that we can have read it in future. I want to keep this news as it is really a great informative news. So let me save this news at this time. It's really very informative, very encouraging news. He said building something people are not accustomed to or do not yet understand can attract criticism from those with a narrow view or who cannot see what the future may hold. The nature of public work is that it invites criticism and you must endure it. Do what is right. Let them talk, Sheikh Mohammed wrote on a post on the X social media. His message goes beyond public service. When we are trying something new, pursuing an unfamiliar idea or taking a different path, it will not always win everyone's approval. Yes. Because I have also this unique idea. Some people are criticizing, so I don't get the nonsense people. And accordingly to Sheikh Mohammed, seeking that approval can come at a much greater cost. If you seek the complete approval of people, then say nothing, do nothing, and be nothing. So no need to be complete approval to get complete approval of the people. It is a kind of straightforward life advice Sheikh Mohammed has shared throughout his years in public life, reflections that have resonated far beyond the world of government and leadership. On August 10, he offered another reflection, this time on making time for the people closest to us. Life taught me that the greatest investments in vacation is not the number of cities we visit, but the number of moments we create with our families. Beautiful memories are a happiness and energy that drives us to more work, achievement, and success. He shared the message alongside a photograph of himself with Majid, the son of Afra Al-Hamili, Director of Strategic Communication at the UAE Ministry of Foreign Affairs. These reflections are part of a much broader collection of lessons Sheikh Mohammed has shared throughout his public life, so much so that they have found their way into his books. His latest, Al-Matani Al-Hayya, Life Taught Me, is a collection of personal reflections drawn from decades of leadership experience and interactions with people. So 10 more minutes to go. We have 10 more minutes to record our video. The book offers more than an account of projects and achievements. It gives a glimpse into the ideas, principles, and experiences that have shaped his approach to leadership and life. This makes Sheikh Mohammed's latest message on criticism feels less like a standalone truth and more like another lesson from a philosophy he has spent decades developing. And whether he is speaking about criticism, leadership, or family, his message often returns to the same idea. Life has lessons to offer if we take the time to notice them. That's a really great message. That's really a great news, great information by Dubai Sheikh. Let them talk. Let the people talk. Let the nonsense people talk. Because nonsense people always criticize. Because their mindset is very narrow. They don't know what's going on in the future. So they just criticize without any sense. Because they are nonsense. That's why they just criticize. Anyway, this my t-shirt is a unique idea. First time in the history of the world, I can say that first time in the history of the world, someone have this type of t-shirt with Africa flags and also other Asian flags with the Bobby Wine picture, freedom fighter. So this is great idea. I have plan, I have idea. But some nonsense people are just criticizing, so I don't care. This news is good for information for me, good encourage for me, good support for me. Thank you, Dubai, and thank you, Sheikh, Dubai Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. So let's see the news, dawn news. With just remaining 7-8 minutes. Dawn News is Pakistani credible newspaper. It says that Qatar and Saudi Arabia condemn attacks on UAE oil tankers in the Hormuz. USA and Iran play claim game over Hormuz. Claim game, not blame game, it's claim game. They are telling we are controlling the, US is telling we are controlling the Strait of Hormuz. Iran is telling we are controlling the Strait of Hormuz. Trump is just speaking nonsense. PM Shehbaz Sharif briefs President Zardari on Pakistan-Saudi-Turkey defense pact. Zardari commends Premier and CDF's efforts for further strengthening relations between Saudi Arabia, Turkey and Pakistan into a robust strategic partnership. Petroleum dealers postpone planned strike as government approves margin revision. World leaders extend greetings to Pakistan on Independence Day, hail bilateral ties. Yes, today is Pakistan celebrating its Independence Day, and tomorrow is for India. Balochistan Home Minister, here in Dubai we are living together, all Asian communities, African communities, from other South American countries, from Middle East countries. Everyone is living peacefully, no problem, no issues. Dubai is safe, UAE is safe. So that's why I have this idea, I got this idea. Even I have the flag of India. Politically, Pakistan and India, they are enemies, but here, no problem. In Dubai, we can do the sensible things. We can support the sensible people. We can support the sensible ideas. So Balochistan Home Minister unhurt as convoy comes under attack in Masnoon. Senior police official says 6 people were injured in the attack. Afghan cell being used against Pakistan. Naqvi tells Norway Foreign Minister as to discuss counter-terrorism cooperation. Trump's envoy Jared Kushner to visit Israel to bridge gaps on Gaza plan. Indian firm to make fighter jet engines with Rolls-Royce. Pakistan leadership stresses need for unity reforms as the nation celebrates Independence Day. Wow. Gas leak at Bangladesh shipbreaking yard kills 8. Sad news from Bangladesh. So the next explained the Makkah Pact, a safety net with no strings attached. So the Makkah Joint Defense Agreement signed on August 7, 2026 by Saudi Arabia, Turkey and Pakistan represents a watershed moment in the evolving security order of the Middle East by affirming the collective defense principle that an armed attack against one state will be treated as an attack against all three. The pact has introduced a new board of debate on future of the regional order in the Middle East. Early commentary has interpreted the agreement as a departure from the US-led security order and a formal arrival of a Muslim NATO driven by the integration of the Muslim world's most politically influential and militarily capable states. Rather than signaling a complete geopolitical rupture, however, the agreement represents a pragmatic attempt by regional and regionally adjacent states to hedge against growing strategic uncertainty, from dependence towards regional self-help. For now, the US remains central to the regional security order across the Middle East. Its forward military bases, integrated air defense networks, real-time intelligence capabilities, and logistical depth cannot be replaced by any other greater power. Even the three signatories of the Makkah Agreement maintain vital security ties with Washington. Saudi Arabia remains dependent on the American defense technology and seeks a civil nuclear deal with the US. Turkey is a NATO member, hosting US nuclear weapons on its territory. Turkey is a NATO member hosting US nuclear weapons on its territory, and Pakistan retains long-standing military cooperation with the US while coordinating closely with the US Central Command across Middle East and Central Asia. The persistence of American military power has not, however, addressed growing regional uncertainty regarding the predictability of the US security guarantees. This uncertainty stems from the dual risks of abandonment and entrapment. Regional partners worry that Washington may fail to respond when local territory and critical infrastructure come under a symmetric attack, the fear being dragged into broader regional conflict driven by American strategic priorities. Besides, China, the other great power, is neither prepared nor willing to construct an alternate regional order through forward deployments, extended deterrence, and maritime patrolling. Even though Beijing has expanded its diplomatic ties and trade across the Middle East, its foreign policy remains focused more on East Asia and the Western Pacific, with a hands-off approach to Middle Eastern regional security. We are just 3 minutes more. As exclusive reliance on American protection is no longer considered sufficient, the regionally adjacent states are turning towards mechanisms of regional self-help. These new political and defensive arrangements are intended to strengthen their military capacity and complicate the calculations of potential adversaries. The Makkah Agreement enables participating states to strengthen their defensive capacity while operating within the broader concept of an American-led regional order. Far from defying Washington, this self-help architecture aligns with the US policy preference for regional burden sharing, which encourages local partners to assume greater responsibility for their own territorial defense and maritime security. The Saudi security dilemma. For Saudi Arabia, the drive towards strategic hedging is driven by the progressive erosion of traditional American security guarantees over the past decade. A series of strategic shocks, including the 2019 Abu-Quraysh strike, the 2021 redeployment of US Patriot missile batteries, and the escalating fallout from 2026 Iran conflict, demonstrated the limits of exclusive reliance on the US security umbrella. While forward US deployments aim to deter threats, they can also convert host nations into primary targets when Washington enters a broader conflict. While bilateral defense ties and arms procurements from the US continue to be a preference, Riyadh needed to address new vulnerability through geopolitical hedging. The new strategy means deepening partnership with Iran's neighbors. Turkey borders Iran to the northwest, while Pakistan borders Iran to the east. By formalizing a defensive framework with Ankara and Islamabad, Riyadh is seeking to complicate the calculus of Tehran. Iranian military planners considering strikes against Saudi energy assets or urban centers must now account for the political, intelligence, and defense industrial costs of provoking regional powers situated directly along Iran's own frontiers. This arrangement achieves deterrence through association while allowing regional adjacent states to contribute towards regional stability in the broader Middle East. Besides, pre-pact consultations involving Egypt demonstrates that this emerging regional architecture is not confined to a single agreement or select countries, but it is a flexible arrangement of political and defensive coordination among the regional states. Extending maritime security. So we already completed our 1 hour recording. Now it's time to close our live. Concluding thoughts. The immediate objective of the Mecca Joint Defense Agreement is to advance security through complexity, making the strategic environment significantly harder for potential adversaries to interpret. By injecting ambiguity into the agreement, the signatories project collective solidarity. Let me have some other thing. I'm coming back to you. Just give me a minute. And also I'm going to close my live at this time. So thank you very much for your support. Keep supporting. Now it's time to close our live. See you tomorrow. Thank you very much.